Hey guys, it's Melissa here with Rooted Home and Garden. Today we're going to be focusing on trimming up my Rosemary Topiary that I started last year. So I created this beautiful topiary last year, and as you can see, it's nice and full. It's so happy. And honestly, the reason why it's so happy is I've been keeping it next to my camphor tree where it's on automatic drip, and so it gets watered every single day. And look how it looks. I mean, isn't this beautiful and luscious? Every single day it gets watered, and this is what it looks like. But because of that reason, oftentimes we categorize things as drought tolerant. And yes, this can survive completely being drought tolerant, meaning you only have to water it once in a while. But what I always notice is that when it's watered once in a while, it doesn't look as healthy. Like we could all agree, right? This looks fabulous. It's super green. The leaves are nice and thick. When it's not watered nearly enough, what I notice is the leaves kind of get really thin and just not look nearly as healthy. Now, my plan with this topiary is I actually wanted to turn this into a triple ball topiary, where I have one at the bottom, one in the middle, and then one at the very top. And I feel like this is really just looking like it's starting to take form. So as I'm trimming this up, the first thing I want to do is actually trim up all the stuff that's coming up through the bottom. Those are going to be our biggest issues. So we're going to come in here with our clippers and we're just going to trim the bottoms and expose the center stem right here. Last year I did do a video on how to turn a rosemary plant into a topiary, and so that'll actually show you, if you want to go back and watch that video, how I turned this into a topiary, where I removed all the branches away from the center stem to form the topiary that I wanted. All right, so once we get all the stuff, and actually you don't even need clippers for these little ones, you can really just use your fingers and pull them away because it's super easy to pull these away. All right, and anything that's growing through the bottoms of the soil to like make another plant almost, you can just cut those away as well. We don't need any of those things. All right, so now you can see my center stem is quite beautiful. Now, as you can see, I have two balls growing on this topiary, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted to turn this into like a double-decker topiary, and I feel like it's definitely coming along. I'm very excited. But what I'm noticing also is all these branches are kind of looking scraggly. So we want to get it all trimmed up to make it look like a ball. So we're going to be focusing here on the second one. We want all of these branches to be the same size. We don't want them to be all wonky. As you can see, this one right here is growing off, doing its own thing. It's kind of got a really thick stem right here, while the other ones are just growing up into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is all the ones that are going up into the second ball, we're going to trim those down. Not off, but just down, because I want to be able to see where I'm working. Okay, now I can see the center stem. Can you see the center stem here? Sorry if you hear the neighbors, they're working on the yard right now. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to decide how big do I actually want my first layer to be. This clearly is way too big, so I'm going to trim this about right here because I know I'm going to want this to be a bushy ball. Normally I keep this topiary on my dining table here outside, so I want it to look good as a statement piece, but clearly I don't want it to be just overgrown. All right, see this spots right here where it's kind of like growing down? We don't want that. We want to actually cut those off because we want this to look like a nice ball, and anything that growing down is growing in the wrong direction. So I'm just going to trim those off immediately, and look how much better that looks now without having the stuff hanging down low. Looks so much better. So first off, we got all the ones off that were next to the base up here. We got them all trimmed up, but now we need to get the rest of the hair trimmed up. So we're going to go around and we're just going to kind of trim it at an angle. And what we're doing is kind of like a haircut, you know, just trimming the spots. Oh, look how pretty that looks. We're just trimming the spots all the way around to kind of flow at an angle where it's like a little bit taller and then it goes a little bit shorter all the way around. Oh, this is looking so good. Just a little bit trimmed up a little bit over here. Oh, I'm really liking this. Trim this spot a little bit more. Don't worry, if you mess up, the plant grows so incredibly fast, so you don't have to worry about it too much. It'll grow back, no big deal. All right, I'm really liking how this lower base looks. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect, but this is good enough for me. We have space right here where branches will start to fill in. Oh, it's looking fabulous. All right, now that we've got our bottom layer completely cut up the way we want it, now we're going to be focusing on the top one. Oh, it's looking so good. In fact, this is actually tall enough that I could turn this into a triple if I wanted to. Holy cow, that would look fabulous, wouldn't it? I don't think I'm going to, but there definitely is an option for that. So now that you're looking at yours, you have to decide what you're going to do. Are you going to make it a triple? Are you going to make yours a double? I mean, my center base right here is fully capable of becoming a triple. Should I do that? My only problem is I don't have a stick long enough. I might have to cut more sticks. Now, the stick that I'm using to hold this in place as I'm training it to be the style that I want is I actually cut a branch off of my hydrangea tree. And that's what I'm using right here. I'm also taking twine and I'm just twining it up together. I think I'm going to. What the heck, right? Let's try it out. All right, so now I have my string and I have my stick right here, and I'm going to take my center stem, the same one that I've been using all along to make this center stem, and I'm going to attach it to the piece of wood that's holding it, my stick, and I'm just going to make a bow. If you make a bow rather than a knot, when you don't need it anymore, you can just remove it and it makes it super easy. So I definitely recommend just a simple little bow is perfectly fine. All right, so now we've got, look at that. Holy cow, that's crazy. So we're gonna do the same thing that we did last year. Remember when we removed all of the leaves on the stem? We're gonna do the same thing over here. I think we made it about 3 inches. So we're gonna try, I think my top one's gonna be about here. Can you see that? Yeah, I think my top one's gonna be about here. So let me trim this down to where I want it. I'm just cutting the ball where I'm wanting it to make it easier to see what I'm going to do. And now I'm going to start removing about 3 inches. So I'm thinking from the top of this section. And again, you can use your fingers or you can use your clippers. Either one will work. And you're just going to start trimming away any of the leaves that are on the stem. And that's going to give you a nice structure base. And how I do that is I just take the leaves and I just pull straight up. Pulling it down sometimes can leave little strips on your branch, and you don't want that. So pulling it up makes it so it comes off super easy, just like that. Oh, and see how it's already forming? It looks, I can't believe I'm getting 3 balls out of this. That's amazing. Now, honestly, you can use this with any size rosemary that you're actually purchasing. Because mine is in a small pot, I did purchase a small rosemary. It said 12 inches. This looks more than 12 inches, but that's okay. I think that this looks so beautiful. It is deep, so roots will continue to grow way down. Oh my gosh, can you see it now? By next year, this little piece up here, it's going to start to fill out just like these other balls. Oh, it's going to look so beautiful and so formal. This is a great way to add formalness to your area. That is something I really struggle with in my backyard. I feel like all the straight lines, it's more contemporary, and contemporary is not my style. Formal gardens are my style. So adding topiaries like this into a place where it is more structured, I think is still going to make it look so beautiful. I'm looking at this and I'm noticing, do you guys see all those spots right there on all the leaves? Oh no, that is definitely some sort of pest damage here. I hope it's not spider mites. I live in Central Valley, California, Zone 9B, and I get spider mites so terribly in my yard. I really do not like that. So I have to keep an eye on this. I don't want to have to spray, but if things get really out of hand, I'm going to have to do something about it. I was walking through my vegetable garden real quick and I saw something I wanted to show you. Right here at the entrance of my vegetable garden, I have these little raspberry bushes. I can't remember what it's called. I'll have to put it on the screen after I find it. But look at, I have raspberries all over it. Oh, how exciting. And actually, they're almost, this one right here is almost ready. Oh, how wonderful. I wonder if the other one, I have two of them flanking both sides. Nope, this one doesn't have any. I think it's called raspberry cakes is what it's called. That sounds familiar. It's a very small variety. It stays small. I don't remember the dimensions at all, but so excited that I finally have berries on this. I planted this last year, so having berries this year is very exciting. Now that we're talking about berries, I'm ready to have some right here. Yum, so good. And I'm getting tomatoes. Do you see it? How exciting. Very exciting. So good. Well, thanks for joining me today, guys.